Good day, one and all. My name is Kathy, and welcome to this episode of the Scrap and Crafty Gardener. Today, I am going to be making a Christmas card or a seasonal card, as I'm not really gearing it towards Christmas, so it could be any season that you celebrate during this time of the fall and winter. I'm going to be using two of GinaK's sets today. This is the Simon Says stamp collaboration. This is the Stay Cozy. I'm using the stamps and dies. And then the Home for the Holidays stamp and die bundle from GinaK herself. And I'm going to be making my own stencil today. Now, I've seen her stencil, or her die cut actually, that you can do the 3 circles. Well, I don't have that, and it doesn't really work awesome for 5x7 cards, at least that I've seen. So I've decided to make my own, and I have some stencil plastic. I just got this on Amazon. This measures 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, and I've cut 2 circles out so far. I've used from Master Layouts 3. They have a 3-inch circle and a 1.5-inch circle, and I need to cut another circle down here. So I'm going to show you how to do that and how easy it is to make your own stencil. I'm going to be using my Anna Griffin Empress machine. So I need my base plate. I have my magnetic mat. And I just need to see where I'm going to put this on the card. And this piece I have is white cardstock. This measures 4 3/8 by 6 3/8. This is the stitched edge die, but you don't need that if you don't have it. Just go with the measurement that works best for your card. And I've got these 2 up here, but I want to put this one, I'm thinking right here. So I'm going to slide that piece out, and I'm just going to set that down. Now, because I am cutting into my magnetic mat, and this plastic is a little thicker than cardstock, I'm putting my metal shim right on top of it. And I've got some gunk on it here that if I don't get that off, it will impress the image. So I'm going to lay that down and then use my top plate. And I'm going to run this through. Now, I run it through twice. It's probably not necessary. I just do twice just to make sure that it cuts. Okay, it has been run through twice. And now it gives you these lovely circles, and that didn't cut all the way through that little corner. So I am just going to finish it off. It's on just by a hair. That gives you some nice plastic stencils that you could use to mask off. Just put a little washi tape down there, and then you could just color everything except large circles. So I'll save these for another project. All right, now I can get into the card making. I don't need my die cut machine for quite a while. So my card today, I'm going with non-traditional Christmas colors. I've used this really dark blue cardstock. This is GinaK's in the navy. This measures 7 inches or 10 inches by 7 inches. I scored it at the 5-inch line, folded it, creased it with my bone folder. And because this is dark blue, I have a piece of 4 3/4 by 6 3/4 that I'm going to put on the inside. And I'm kind of thinking of putting a navy strip in there somewhere. So I have these 2 pieces left over from when I cut out my card from an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. So I might use that. And then for the background, I have this silver cardstock. This measures 4.5 by 6.5. And you see it has some imperfections in it, and that's not going to matter at all because this piece is going to go right on top and cover those up. All right, so let me get to putting my stencils down. So I'm just going to get my waffle flower grip mat. Okay, and yes, it is a stained mess because reds and pinks stain it. Does not affect the quality at all. I'm going to put my card front down, and I made my stencil the 4 3/4 by 6 3/4 so that it will fit, and I got a cat hair on there, and stick outside of my paper so that it gives me a little bit of an edge so everything stays down. All right, now I'm only going to use 3 colors of ink today, I believe. I have GinaK's powder blue, in the navy, and soft stone. So I'm going to take the powder blue first because I want to do these circles in a powder blue. So let me just get, I have some scrap here. Okay. And I'm just going to color in the circles all with the powder blue. Just a light coat. Maybe a little bit more than that. And I'm leaving them kind of wispy so that they look like clouds in the sky. Clouds in the sky. Because if you look up, the sky is not 100% solid blue. It has like streaks of white. And then down here. And also by making this a stencil larger than my piece of paper, I don't have to worry about getting this on the edge of the card, like I have sometimes done. Now, I have one brush. That's why I like these color brushes. I have a light blue and then I have my darker blue. I'm going to try just a smidge of in the navy. And this comes off really heavy. So I just want to whisper it just slightly. Oh, so slightly. And there's a little bit heaviness, but that's okay. This is such a dark color. And this is going to be too much. Actually, that's not bad. It makes it look like a night sky. Okay. I will go with the flow. All right. Does kind of look like a night sky, but I'm going to come back and soften it just a smidge. And I'll just put my stencil right back. I'm going to come in with the light blue again. Now this will smooth out because Gina's inks have this wonderful smoothing agent. I have no idea what it is, but it works exceptionally well. So I'm just going to come in with the light blue again to soften it up and smooth everything out. See how that just, I don't know if you can really see that, but it does soften that considerably. There, they kind of look like a night sky, which is what I was going for. Let's see, where did I put my tidy towel? It's here somewhere. There it is. I keep it in a plastic bag so it stays soft. If you let it dry out, it will turn rock hard, but then all you need to do is run it under some nice warm water. It softens right back up. And that's all you need to do to clean it too. I held off a long time on getting something like this because I thought my old dish and wash rags would work great, which they did. But this works even better. All right. Now, I'm just going to set this off. While you're using it, you don't need to keep it in the plastic bag. Okay. Now I am done stenciling. See, and that gives a nice, it doesn't, I'm seeing it on screen too, and it doesn't look as good on screen as it does in person. All right. I'm just putting my grip mat back, and since I did get a little bit of ink on here, I'm just going to wipe that off with my tidy towel and get it squeaky clean. Okay, now I need my stamp pad platform, which is right here beside me. I have my Misty. This is the original size, the one I use most often for card making. I do have the 12 by 12 for scrapbooking, but I don't have a grip mat for in that. Now, I'm going to use the stamps from this GinaK Simon Says collection. Stay Cozy. And on here, I want to stamp just a couple images. Because I'm going to put this going over top of that. And then, let's see. I will get my stencil back out because I'm going to use that to mask off. So first I'm going to put this on. I want my trees to go above and below my center circle. And I think that'll be a lot more helpful if I put it in the corner. All right. Want it a little bit more above than I do below. And this is an unused yet stamp, so it needs to be conditioned, and that's why it's ultra sticky. I'm going to get rid of these ink brushes before I ink myself or something that I don't want inked. All right. Finger check. A little bit of blue on there. All right, now I'm going to condition this stamp. Since it's from the factory, haven't been used yet, you need to get off the coating that comes on it from the factory. And just a light brushing with your finger will work. Now I'm going to take the In the Navy again. Get that right back in there. Because I'm going to stamp, and this should come out a really dark blue. It may take a couple stampings. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll do one more. Perfect. Now this way, this card, it can be for a feminine or masculine person. Now is when I want to get out my stencil mat again. And I'm going to, since I have the sticky mat in here, and right now I'm only going to work on this top circle, so I just need to get that one lined up. But I want to put a small tree in here, but I want to put it off to the side. Let's see. I think this one right there. And that's why I'm putting it on my stencil mat, because I don't want the whole tree in the circle. Now this needs to be conditioned, so I'm just going to rub my finger on it. And again, with the In the Navy. This blue is so dark that it could pass for black, but it stays within the color palette. Let's look that up. Now, if you didn't have the stencil plastic, just get a piece of cardstock and cut your stencil out. It won't last as long, but then you can cut them, change the circle arrangement up as often as you would like. All right. Now, I haven't really decided what I'm going to do down here. I think I want the stag. And I'm just going to, this stag, I'm just going to put this one on all by itself and not pop it up. The other ones I am going to stamp, but I'm going to die cut them out separately. And I'm going to condition this stamp same way. Trying to stay on camera here for you. This is looking nice, unless I make it up and drop some ink somewhere where I shouldn't. And I'll stamp that twice just to get that dark color. All right. Now I can take this out. No, you know, well, while I'm working with the blue, I am going to take this out and I'm going to stamp what I want to die cut out. And I have just a scrap piece of white here that I'm going to use for die cutting. Now I do want, not this stag, but I want, well, I want this deer, that deer, and the baby deer. And the baby deer I want twice. Yeah. So I'm just going to stamp these in blue and then let them dry while I finish the rest of the stamping. And then I'll die cut these out. Oh, I also need my seasons. Okay. Oh, I didn't condition them, so we will see how they turn out. Not too bad for not being conditioned. If you forget to condition them, that's okay. It'll work. Might take a couple stampings to get a nice crisp image. Okay. I need one more of the baby deer. I'm going to put it up there. Just one more. It looks like I have a little hair on there. Okay. Now, while I am stamping, I'm going to open the other set because I want the greeting from the other die. And this is from the Home for the Holidays. I just want this season's greetings that I'm going to die cut out. I'm going to set that right there on the side. And I didn't condition again, but it's stamping very well for not being conditioned. That's perfect. Okay. Now I'll just set this aside to dry for just a few moments while I get the blue off my finger here. I need to get stuck in the wet wipe company. I just don't want to transfer any of this dark blue to my white card. So I'm just going to get off what I can here and dry it on a paper towel. And then I'm going to pick up a piece of scrap white, rub my fingers over it just to see. Okay, I don't transfer. Now I'm going to bring my card front back because from this set, I'm going to take some of these little snowflakes and just put them here and there on the card. I like that they're like sets of 3 or 4 snowflakes. But I'm going to stamp these, and this is probably going to be a really bad idea with my acrylic block. I'm going to condition that. And I'm going to use a soft stone, which is a very light gray. I'm going to stamp off on my scrap paper first, just to see if I like the, oh yes, and I do like the looks of that. Okay. And I might just use the same one over and over. And I'm just going to randomly put some on there. Well, I try for random. My brain always tries to go to a pattern. I think I'll put a few on the circle. I think just a little bit right there. Yeah, that I like. Okay. Just clean that off. And then I'll put these 2 back. Okay, now I'm going to do some die cutting. Now I don't need my metal shim, so I'm going to set that aside. And these metal shims do bend, but that's okay. Does not affect their use at all. All right, and the die cuts for these are right here. And they're not cut out. Gina does spoil us by cutting out her die cutter. My nippers are right behind me. Hold on. Okay, that should be for the mama deer. And gotta make sure I get the right stag here. All right, let's move that down just a little. And then baby deer, where are you? Ah, there you are, right in the middle of everybody. Okay, now I need the season's greetings from this set. And I'm going to cut these out. I'm going to restamp that season's greetings. I think I pressed a little too hard and smushed the letters out. So I will stamp that fairly quickly while I put this through the die cut machine. And I'll show you what I mean by pressing too hard. Now let me get my tweezers here. Yeah, come on. do that. Nice thing with a mat is you can bend it. As you can see down here at the end, how these letters are fatter and these ones are nice and thin. That means down here I pressed a little too hard when I was stamping. So I think this will fit on this scrap paper. I'm going to get that Season's Greetings back out. Just do a quick stamp. Yeah, that'll fit nicely. Yellow. Yeah. Where's the hair? Okay. All right. And now I'm just gonna press lightly on this one. That's much better. It is still a little fatter on the end. That might be how this stamp looks. So maybe I didn't press too hard because that was hardly anything. I'm going to press it once again just to see if it is me or if it's just how this stamp goes. It doesn't look fat on the stamp. Okay, that's better, but it needs a little bit more ink. Yeah, that's better. So we'll use this one. I'm going to blow on it for just a second, just to help speed along the drying process. That may not work, but okay. Now I need to cut out the second baby deer. And the Season's Greetings. It's nice these all come pre-cut. I just have to figure out which one goes for the Season's Greetings. Let's see, put them in there for now. That's a tree. Oh my, that was amazing. Okay. All right, I'll cut these out and I can start assembling my card. All right, they are cut out. Set this aside and let me get to assembly here. And dear me, I'm going to sort these out later. I'm just going to set all of this aside. Okay. I do want to stamp on the inside of this. I think I'm going to do that big tree stamp. The process for me is my brain is thinking as I'm going. I'm just going to put the tree stamp with one deer. And I'm just going to stamp them directly on. I'll use the stag. So I'll stamp the tree first. Get that back where I had it. It's always easier if you do it in the corner. I've never been a corner person. Sometimes I have to move it out of the corner if the stamp is too large. That looks good. And then I just want to put one deer. Now, with this being a nice dark blue, you shouldn't be able to see the tree behind the deer. I mean, the stem of the tree will just show in part. I'm hoping. Yeah, we'll do one more. See what I mean? It doesn't look like the tree stem is inside the deer. It just blends in nicely. And I am going to cut a 1/4 inch strip of this paper. Now it will be longer. And I'm thinking I want to go right over here, not on the edge, but almost. So I'm just going to glue that down. And then I'll trim off the excess. Yep. Knew I had to do something today. Dropping glue where it's going to be covered up, that's not a big problem. Just try and get that fairly straight along my edge. And then I will trim off the excess piece. And put the lid back on that glue. This one tends to dry out quickly if I don't put the lid back on. Well, hopefully everyone's weather has been nice to them. And if you're here in the U.S. in the path of the hurricane, I do hope that you are safe. It's been raining steady here for the past couple of days. And I couldn't even believe the school beside my house. It poured yesterday and that ground was soaking wet. And they were out there mowing. But okay. Thankfully, they weren't mowing my yard. I don't know what I did with the tree stamp, but that's all right. I'll set that aside for now. So that is the inside of the card. And I like that. And I like that strips down there. Now I'm going to put the silver together with this. Now, if you wanted to cut a sentiment out of the silver or anything out of the silver, just go ahead and cut it out of the middle because that is going to be hidden and not seen. But this silver, I forget which brand this is, but it scratches pretty easily. So I don't often like to use this one for sentiments and such because it can be seen. And now I'm going to put this on here. As you can see on the back, it shows a lot of texture and dings and dents. It's best for just straight cutting and not die cutting. Because if you have any scratches or dings or dents in your plate, they are going to show 100% on this. Oh, I want to say this is either Spellbinders or Tonic Studios. One of them has the white background and the other has the silver on both sides. Okay, that's how that looks. This is looking good. I'm quite happy with this so far. I'm just going to stick this on here while it dries for just a moment to hold it down. And I'm going to get my foam tape. I don't think the pop-up dots will work on these because they are so small. All right. Now, on this tree, I want to have the daddy, the mama, and the baby. Kind of like all here together. So I'm going to put the baby down flat. So it looks like he's standing behind his parents in safety. And then I'm going to pop up mama and daddy. And I'm using, I don't even think this is 1/8 of an inch thick foam strip. It's like 1/16 of an inch thick. I think I've been saying 1/8 of an inch all the time, but it's only about 1/16 of an inch in height. And I'm just going to cut a little bit of this in half to fit behind the narrower portions of the antlers, because I don't want them getting flattened in the male or anything like that. And you can't see them from behind, which is good. And then I'm going to wink a Stella these little guys so that they sparkle and shimmer. So that it looks like the they are glistening in the moonlit sky. Now you could have done this all in light blue and had like a daytime sky. See, and I'm going to overlap Daddy onto the baby. And then Mama. Going to need a couple pieces here. Let's see. What should do for Mama. Okay, and then Mama is going to be just right there. Now up here is where I want to put the other baby. And see, I have a little bit too much white on this for me. So I'm just going to trim off a little bit of the white. There. Or do I want to put the Season's Greetings up here? No, I think I want to put that there. So I'm going to put the baby on. You know what? I'm going to stamp the baby on. I'm going to go for it. I'm not liking the idea of that one being popped up. So let me get the baby back out. You know, when you have an idea in your mind and then it just doesn't present itself well when you go to do it. Slide that down just a hair. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Well, I shouldn't say perfect. I should say great, just what I wanted. Right. Okay, now I'm going to get the Season's Greetings on here. And I want to pop that up a little bit higher. So I'm going to use these foam circles that I got from Hobby Lobby. And these are 1/4 of an inch. So if you can see the difference between this and this, they're double. These are double the thickness of my 8-inch. And I'm going to put one here, one there, and then I'm going to cut one in half for on the other end. That way this has another layer of dimension. It's a little higher than the deer. The Season's Greetings can go right here. Now I'm going to wink a Stella these deer. Just clear. And even doing the ones at the top and the bottom, I'm not using Wink of Stella on the trees. Though you could even use a white gel pen to give some highlights. Or if you like the stitch layer of a circle, you could take your white gel pen, or a silver gel pen would be nice, around the circles to make a stitched look. Okay, now I have chosen some bling That's my aurora borealis. From what I'm seeing on camera, these just look clear, but they have an aurora borealis sheen to them, and they kind of take on whatever color you have it on. So I'm going to try just a little bit of these tiny ones and put on inside a couple of the snowflakes. See how that looks? Okay. It does need something else, and I'm wondering, oh, here goes nothing. Let's get my silver gel pen. Do I want to use this one? I have a couple of them. Yeah, this is a Uniball silver. Okay, here's where I'm going to screw it up. I'm just going to take and make dashes all the way around these circles. You know, so far so good. Once I said something, I thought, oh, I've got to do that. My mind got stuck on it. So if you don't have a stitch die, you can make the look of a stitch die. Let's see. Yeah, I like the looks of that. And it's not in your face when you're looking at the card from a short distance, but if you turn it and angle it, it really shines. My biggest problem is if I can maintain the circle and the spacing between the dots. All right, one more to go. Haven't messed it up yet. This will be the time. Just like you're making a minus sign, but just do it all the way around. You could do polka dots, you know, just dot it on if you wanted to, but the dashes make it look there. Okay, I've got my dashes all the way around my circles. And I'm thinking I'm going to take the same silver gel pen, and on the center of these that do not have the rhinestone accent, I'm going to put it in the middle of the snowflake. Okay. All right. That is my card for today. And let's see if I can get you to see the Wink of Stella on the deer, how they just have a little bit of iridescent sparkle. You can see it here on the daddy deer. That's my card for today. I hope you enjoyed my long process here. And thanks so much for watching. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.